Hi, in this video I'm going to show you like a pretty effective way of building the Ryefield model link, individual link tracks. So as you can see, there mainly consists of these track pieces and also the end sprue. Okay, so note that there are three different types of pieces on the end sprue. There is the N1 and there's the N2. They actually are slightly different. And then there's the N3, which are the guide horns. There's this mystery pins here unlabeled. They actually look like N1. No, actually that's not true. Now I actually see it. There are two N1s at the bottom and then two N2s on top. So they're sort of spares in case your thing drops off or something. Okay, so what we're going to do is to first clip the tracks off. Okay, so let's see. Okay, just clip it off. That I'm actually building. I've actually finished building tracks, but I'm going to build like a 9 length track so that I can put them in front of the tank. Okay. I already have 3 pieces here, so I just need 4 more. Alright, so I have 9 length tracks. So what I'm going to do is, well, because the God hand is actually very good in cutting these, the back of the, so on this end of the track, the burrs are actually very small, so I'm not going to worry about those. On the other hand, these guys, this guy in the front, they're actually going to maybe interfere slightly when you put your tracks together like that. So I'm going to sand the front off. So there's my proxon. Do that. This is 1. 2. Oh, by the way, this is the N4 jig. So you're given 4 sprues of N, so you can build 4 of them. I have a RFM Tiger as well, so I have 8 of these guys. Also, I use a piece of masking tape rolled back so that I get something that is sort of like a double-sided tape to anchor the jig. So the stability gives you sort of better results when you put the tracks on, because if you wriggle the jig, stuff is going to fall off and unhappy. Piece here. So let's see. So I have 9 of these built out here, and so what I'm going to do next is to they show you in the instructions that you can cut off 1s and 2s and get these pieces out. So I do that with like a cheapo tweezer, because I mean, if you want to cut these very thick sprues, you definitely don't want to use a good tweezer for it. Okay, so the trick here is, rather than taking this whole thing, I'm going to just knock a little off the edges here, and you will see why. Okay, here's one, here's another one that I have done before, right here. So okay, so make sure you know where 1 and 2 goes, because you may be in trouble if you switch them. So what I'm going to do is to apply a little bit of glue on the tips of these ones, and then just ram it into the slots. So the jig really helps here to align all the tracks together, so then you can do that easily. Oh, oops. Right, so the reason why I want to knock off these edges is because now I can actually insert another one without having to worry about the first one. If you don't, then they actually interfere with each other. Okay, so then I have 8 of these. Perfect, because after 9 tracks I just need 8 pins. Okay, so I'm just going to leave them here for a little bit so that they have a little bit of time to dry. Now I'm going to do N2. Let's see what I have left over. I don't. Okay, so with N2, what I'm going to do is the same. I'm going to knock off a couple of pieces. I'm going to cut off their edges. Okay, like this. Okay, all right, and then I'm just going to snap off a couple of tools here. All right, so same story. I'm going to apply a little glue here. And then I'm going to just snap them in. Right, so the reason why you want to dip a little bit of glue is to just let them sit in their slots. Not a whole lot, you don't need to glue them per se, but you want to just have them not fall off their holes. I mean, they're pretty snug, but if you wriggle it, they would actually come out, so that's why you actually want a little bit of glue there. Okay, here's another piece of tool. I actually forgot whether they told you not to apply glue in the instructions, so let me check here. Yeah, they didn't say don't apply glue, so yeah, you probably want to do what I did. Okay, so now I have the 1s and 2 in place, so let me just sort of do a little bit here. Okay, as you can see, I have these guys sitting there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so you have some choices in how to remove these. So for 2, they actually lie sort of straight across the surface, so you can actually use a tweezer and just cut them off like this. Okay, just slowly use the tip of the tweezers. Okay. Yeah, and if you don't have a flush cut, you can just bend it a bit and so you can do that. Okay, but the other way you can do it is to just twist it off. It's like it's actually pretty susceptible to twist. By the way, if you find it loose and the sprues are coming off, you can just apply a little bit of glue in there. Okay, so with the glue, you can actually sort of do this wriggling thing. Just wriggle, and then it will just come off, just like that. I just sort of snap it off. The gates are very tiny, and they are actually very well molded, so it will just come off clean, usually. So for 1, you can do the same. In fact, you can, but because you have lined up everything together, you can do it with both hands. Well, in fact, this guy just snapped right off. Okay, and this guy, it seems a little more difficult, but you can just, don't pull, just wriggle up and down, and then it will come off. And the last piece, you can do a little bit of twisting here, and it just comes right off. So, so that's very easy. If you're worried about them coming off, you can apply a little more glue. Oops, looks like this guy came off when I pulled it. Okay, it's okay, no big deal. I will just take one of the ones. Actually, I have one of these here. So when they come off, if you have a piece of masking tape, they will just be caught right there and not fly off everywhere. So that's pretty convenient. Okay, so I'm just going to snap it in. That's it, and then that works. All right, so just keep doing that. It's actually pretty pleasant work, and it's pretty efficient. So that's it. Thanks for watching. By the way, it's 96 links each. So with my rig, I think I have I do this twice and then 2.5 times actually. So, all right, thanks for watching.